Hello and welcome to the Zander Zone with your host, Zander Gabriel. I want to welcome you and everybody else who is at home right now watching the IWC Facebook page. Welcome to the first of hopefully many Zander Zone episodes, game shows, competitive bickering, if you will, where it pits your favorite IWC superstars against each other. So today I have two guests. The first one you can see in the bottom is Elijah Dean, the man dime. Elijah, thank you for joining me. How you doing?
Say my name first. I'm doing wonderful.
Perhaps, maybe just alphabetically, but great.
No,
I'm doing fine too. Next guest today is Johnny Patch, your Super Indie champion, the American Daredevil. Johnny, thank you for joining me. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Zander? Hey, Dime.
This is why I invited you. Thank you. I'm great. Great. No, nothing, Dime? Great. Fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the rules here in a second, but I do want to give a very good shout out to Mr. Justin Plummer for allowing us to have this game show, as well as the entire IWC staff, as well as 2-to-1 Media for helping us put everything together. We know a lot of people are at home right now looking for some excellent, hilarious, entertaining content, and that's what we hope to bring you today.
Jenny Plummer, too.
Yes, Mrs. Plummer, part of the IWC family. But okay, let's keep these comments appropriate. But I'm going to go ahead and go over the rules. If you've ever watched Jeopardy, you're going to keep going. If you ever watched Jeopardy, you might be familiar. Today, you are going to have five categories of questions. In each category, there are 5 questions ranging from hard to easy. You have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. 100 is easy, 500 is the hardest. You must pick the very first category, you must start with the 100 level of each category. For example, if you wanted to answer a question in wrestling, you have to start with 100, but after 100 is answered, you can go on to any other question in that category. We are going to be going back and forth, starting with, well, you know what? We're going to start with Johnny Patch because he was on time, unlike Elijah Dean.
Oh, my.
So, Johnny, once you pick your category, you are going to have 30 seconds to answer your question. If you answer it correctly, you get the points. If you don't answer it correctly, we're going to laugh at you. We're going to give Elijah Dean an opportunity to answer it and see if he can get those points. Any questions before we get started, gentlemen?
What are we playing for? What's the winner get?
What does the winner get? Well, I'll tell you what,
I say the winner toilet paper because it benefits me, it benefits him, and it benefits the greater good of the IWC hopefuls.
Elijah, would you like to compete for toilet paper?
I have enough.
You have enough. Well, I'll tell you what.
I have plenty.
If you beat Johnny Patch has to give you toilet paper, but if Johnny Patch beats Elijah Dean, he gets a date with the man dime.
Wait. With the man dime?
Excuse me. Well, if that's what you want to do, with the dime piece.
I'm competing to go on a date with dime?
Oh, look, if that's what you want for the prize, but if you'll excuse me, I meant.
Is like Ashton about to pop up? Am I getting punked?
I don't know that reference. I'm sorry, I'm too young. But Johnny Patch, when you're ready, I want you to pick me a category, and I'll give you a question.
Wrestling, 100.
Wrestling, 100.
Of course, he picks it.
Who is the current AEW heavyweight champion?
Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley. Johnny Patch, you are correct. The current AEW champion is Jon Moxley, formerly Dean Ambrose from WWE, and he beat Chris Jericho to get it. So that's 100 points for Johnny Patch. Just starting out here, don't worry, Elijah Dean, because you're going to have your opportunity to answer a question.
Blowing past him already, dog.
Shut up.
That's true. It's a long race. You know, it's a marathon, not just a sprint. So, Elijah Dean, when you are ready, I would like you to pick a question.
All right. Give me players past for 100.
Players past for 100. Now, I want to explain this one question comes up. This is a question about your opponent's past. So Elijah Dean, what is your opponent's, which you probably know this one pretty well, what is Johnny Patch's finishing move?
It's a shooting star press and get that stupid dog off the camera.
Don't you yell at Luca.
Luca? What kind of dog is Luca?
It's a stupid husky.
He's
Give me
not.
my 100. I just scored. Give me my 100 points.
Well, Johnny Patch, is that true? Is that your finishing maneuver?
Yes, the shooting star press is my finishing maneuver.
All right, that's going to be 100 points for Dean, which means you guys are tied.
Boom!
Okay.
This is
I'm a little
uneven.
bit scared, but Johnny Patch, that means the question is back in your court. Would you like to pick a category, please?
All right. Players pass for 200.
Players pass for 200. Once again, this is a question about your opponent. Can you tell me what is the opponent's signature catchphrase or gesture?
Yes. Yes, say it, Patch. Say it. Say it. Say it.
For 200 points, Jonathan Patches.
What time is it?
I'm not quite sure what his phrase is. I can't think of it. Sorry, guys.
Is that your final answer? You do not know?
I don't know.
Don't know. Which means the question will go to Elijah Dean. Elijah Dean, can you tell me what Johnny Patch's signature phrase or gesture is for 200 points?
You know what? I play to win the game. Send it is what that idiot says. Send it. You moron. It's what you get for having a big head.
Well, if you don't mind me interjecting, it is just send it, but I will allow it. That's 200 points for Elijah Dean because Johnny Patch
200.
did not know the answer, which means Patch, unfortunately, because you didn't get that right, it now goes over to Elijah Dean. Elijah Dean, please pick a question.
Give me American trivia for 100.
Oh, dude, I love
that place. American trivia for 100. Hopefully, you know this one. What city is referred to as the Big Apple?
New York.
Gosh. You know, it doesn't really make much sense why you would think New York is referred to as the Big Apple, but you're still correct because New York is referred to as the Big Apple. That's 100 points for Elijah Dean, who seems to be getting a pretty good,
baby.
Lead right here with 400. Patch, I want you to get your head in the game and pick a category.
All right, can I do wrestling for 400 to get back even?
Jesus.
You sure can, buddy. Wrestling for 400. What do you know? It's a double or nothing. Patch, gosh, this question is entirely in your favor. If you answer it, you get double the points. If you don't,
what?
You get nothing. How many WWE title reigns has AJ Styles had? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it, and I want you to give me an answer.
3?
Are you asking me or are you telling me, young man?
I'm saying three title reigns.
Now, to clarify, this is WWE World Heavyweight title reigns.
Yes, 3.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not the answer, Johnny Patch.
Damn.
But it's okay because that means the question is going to go to Elijah Dean. Now, unfortunately, Elijah, you cannot compete for double, but you can compete to answer the question and get the 400 points. Do you know how many world title reigns AJ Styles has had in WWE?
2.
2. I want to clarify, these are world title reigns.
Yes, 2.
All right. Well, I'm glad I clarified because you got that one correctly, Elijah Dean. He has had 2 world title reigns, and that's 400 points. If you didn't know, AJ Styles beat Dean Ambrose for the WWE title. He went on to beat Jinder Mahal for the WWE title. And that puts you, Elijah Dean, at 800 points to Johnny Patch's 100.
Oh,
God.
So I'm up, right?
You are now up to ask a question, Elijah Dean, according to these very strict rules that we are following.
Let me get wrestling for 500.
Okay. So this is actually a quote from a wrestler who said, when the day comes, when you don't believe in yourself, there's the door, get the hell out.
Oh, yes.
John Cena.
Ah.
Okay, well, I take it by Johnny Patch's very sad reaction that Elijah Dean, you are correct. It was John Cena.
Oh!
You know, this is weird. How do you know this stuff? You don't like wrestling.
Okay, I don't know what you're clapping there, but I understand that you want to celebrate the 500 points you just got for getting that question correctly. And I got to tell you, I do not excel at math. That's really Bulk's end. But it looks like, Johnny, you're down a little bit. The good news is it's your turn to pick a question to hopefully make a comeback on Elijah Dean.
All right. Players pass for 500.
Players pass for 500. What is Elijah Dean's favorite wrestler? Or, you know, who is, I guess, because it's a person.
It's Bolt.
Oh. You know, this is a trick question. I feel like his favorite wrestler is himself because he's so full of himself.
Elijah Dean, would you say that your favorite wrestler is yourself?
Yes.
Then Johnny Patch, congratulations. You just got 500 points and a very angry Elijah Dean to follow.
All right.
Elijah, maybe, do you have a favorite wrestler that is not, who's your second favorite wrestler?
John
MJF.
John McChesney. Okay, that's a fair one. He's very good. Maybe a little too mean for my take, but it doesn't really matter what I care, what I say. It really matters what you say because you get to pick the next question, Elijah Dean.
Let me do Zander's cookbook for 100.
Zander's cookbook for 100. What dog is a sighthound and known to be used for racing, resulting in many, many rescues?
What the?
You stupid? You probably have a cheat sheet. He's looking for it right now. Xander, did you send us stuff early?
A greyhound?
A greyhound. So a greyhound is actually a type of bus, but it also happens to be a sighthound because, Elijah Dean, you are correct. Greyhounds are very commonly rescued.
Googling. What the hell?
Well,
He didn't know that answer.
I don't know. Elijah Dean, did you Google that answer or did you play fairly?
Hey, I know plenty of dogs.
There you go. That's 100 points for Elijah Dean, still ahead. Johnny Patch, though, don't fret because you are next in picking a question.
All right, let's go. Wrestling for 300.
Wrestling for 300. I love wrestling. Actually, it's the reason I got into the wrestling. Whose famous catchphrase is "Feed me more"?
Ryback.
You're right. You're right. It is "Feed me more," and I'm actually hungry. I might put it in order to, help support my local businesses in this time right now. But Ryback really got popular because he had a catchphrase that said "Feed me more." We never actually saw him eat anymore. We did see him eat a Subway sandwich in one segment. I don't really remember it too well, but congratulations on those 300 points.
You're welcome.
Now, Elijah Dean, I don't want you to worry because Johnny Patch is catching up. He's still behind you by 500 points, but it is your turn to pick a question.
Let me do players passed for 400.
Players passed for 400.
See, this is such a totally category.
Can you tell me, Elijah Dean, can you tell me what is Johnny Patch's shirt design / merchandise design?
Well, he has many. He has the one that says Johnny Patch with a stupid silhouette of him doing a shooting star. He has the Just Send It t-shirt.
Love it.
He has a few of them, actually. Those are just a couple. So I got it right, so give me my points.
Well, to be honest with you, I would agree with that. And Johnny Patch, you seem a little bit upset that he was able to tell all your merchandise things. So I think he got the question right.
Yeah, he sees me always say it. He's always stay on his table. He's got the same kind of merch since he's debuted.
Shut your mouth.
I actually own a Johnny Patch shirt. Yeah, that's true. I have the
By
just
like
send it
900.
one. So, congratulations on those 400 points. But don't fret, Johnny Patch, because you have a chance to come back with the next question.
All right, let's go. Players past 300.
What was your opponent's first match? Now, this is in IWC, just to be clear.
Andrew Palace smacked the holy hell out of him, bro. Dude,
Shut the hell up.
Elijah
Screw
hit him as hard as
Palace.
he could, and then Palace just looked at him and gave him, yo, backhand, boogie woogie, let's go. Andrew Palace, final answer.
Elijah Dean,
Find you.
I don't think I have to confirm with you because I know it was Andrew Palace. He was recently posting a lot of GIFs to remind us that he was your first opponent and he beat you, I believe, with the Tombstone pile driver, or was it just a pile driver? I don't know. I don't know if you can remember. He did it to you.
Shut up.
The last time he's ever beat anybody with that move.
Okay.
Give me wrestling for 200.
Wrestling for 200 to Elijah Dean. Who are the original 4 members of Evolution?
Now, this is a trick question. Because, we've been quarantined, so I've had some time to sit in the house and watch some things. People are going to say Mark Jindrak was part of the original 4. He was not. It's Batista, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, and Triple H. That's the original 4. Mark Jindrak was considered, was never original. Give me my points.
Johnny Patch, Elijah Dean, I have a whole setup right here that shows me all the answers. And in my notes, it has a note that says Mark Jindrak was not part of the original Evolution. But, Elijah Dean, you were correct because it was Randy Orton, Batista, Ric Flair, and Triple H. So congratulations on getting 200 points, Elijah Dean. Okay. Could have done a woo, but, each their own. Johnny Patch, I want you to answer a question to show me that you're still in the game. Please, come on. Comeback time.
He's done. Finito.
Okay, movies for 100.
Oh, great.
What actor portrays the current James Bond?
If I know.
He's a roar. Oh, someone's going to have to bleep that, you freaking idiot. TV show.
Hey, Dime.
Screw
Who
you.
portrays the current James Bonds?
Why would I tell you?
Just tell me.
I don't think Elijah Dean knows, actually.
Totally unrelated to this. Tell me.
You don't know, Patch? You don't know Dime? You don't want to take a guess, Johnny Patch, on some...
Dude, I couldn't even guess. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise. Final answer, no, it is not Tom Cruise. He was considered, though, so, I'll give you 100 Zander points, which doesn't count. But, Elijah Dean, the question goes to you for 100 points. Who plays
Matt Damon?
Unfortunately, Matt Damon does not play James Bond.
Nerd.
Stupid question.
That's okay. It was Daniel Craig, and I won't list off all the other James Bonds to you. Daniel Craig, blonde.
The hell's a Daniel Craig?
He's about 6'1", 225, plays James Bond. Good-looking guy. You would like him. He would fit into a big league, I think.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't. Give me my
Well,
question.
unfortunately, nobody gets the points, just like nobody wants to be in Team Big League. But I don't really care about that because I'm going to move on. Elijah D. didn't know who played James Bond, but that's okay because it's now back to you for picking a question.
American trivia for 300.
I do like my American trivia. Which athlete holds the records for the most Olympic gold medals over his or her career?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. What a hero. He was on a box of Wheaties. Did you know that? He was on a box of Wheaties because he actually won 23 gold medals, setting the record for the most gold medals held by any Olympian.
Swim, baby.
Elijah, that's 300 points to you.
Swim into victory.
Just like Michael Phelps. I like that. That's very good. It's very clever,
You're
actually.
garbage, Patch. Garbage.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Pick a category.
All right, give me American trivia for 500.
Yeah?
What is the traditional Samoan war dance called? It was popularized recently by The Rock, by many rugby teams.
It's like I don't know what it's called.
Well, I'll tell you what, Johnny Patch. If you can give me a Samoan war dance right now, I think that would count for 500 points.
That is like so
No.
offensive.
No.
Like, I am not.
He has to answer it.
Dude,
No.
Samoan, like, kill you, bro. I can't be doing that.
If that's your final answer, then unfortunately it's going to go to Elijah Dean, who will have time to give me an answer or give me a traditional Samoan war dance. 500 points. Do you know what it's called, Elijah Dean?
Entire culture, Dime. Do it. Go ahead.
It looks like you have space to do the dance if you want to. 500 points.
I gotta grab my card. I'll be right back.
I don't know how. I don't know.
Well, that's all right. I think Johnny Patch just ran away from you because he thought you were going to do the dance. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that neither of you were right. Neither of you wanted to do the dance. This traditional Samoan war dance is called Mana Siva Tau, also known as the Haku.
Stupid.
And yes, that is American trivia, even though they are, maybe not on the continental U.S. Johnny Patch, welcome back. Unfortunately, you didn't know the answer. Unfortunately, Elijah Dean didn't know the answer. But the question now goes back to Elijah Dean. Would you please pick a category?
American trivia for 400.
American trivia for 400. Thank you for coming back with us, Patch.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, double or nothing. So Elijah Dean, congratulations on picking this question because you either get double points or nothing. What state is the capital of Montgomery home to?
Alabama.
It upsets me that Johnny Patch is so far behind because Elijah Dean, you are correct, and that's double 400, giving you 800 points.
Alabama.
Sucks, Zan.
It's the heart of Dixie. I got to say, it's also known as the Cotton State, and apparently Elijah Dean is just very familiar with Alabama. But don't worry, Johnny.
Dime knows like things, and it's like half good-looking women. He doesn't know geology or geography. He doesn't know.
I just beat you. I'm whooping your.
They're two totally different sciences, but.
Oh wait, are we wearing sunglasses?
Loser?
Oh yeah. Why do you wear your sunglasses inside, nerd?
Why do you wear yours inside?
Because the sun never sets on a badass, bro. Learn it.
Yeah, with your freaking gas station sunglasses. These sunglasses cost more than your stupid Dodge truck.
Please.
Pick a stupid category.
Why are you bragging about that? You drive like a 97 Oldsmobile.
Stop cussing.
All right, guys. I'm going to ask for some decorum because Johnny Patch, it is your question next, and I think you need to make a comeback right now.
Yeah.
All right. Xander's cookbook for 500.
Nice. I love it. This is a tough one, but can you name me all 4 Beatles members?
Ringo, Lennon, McCartney.
And yes, Beatles is spelled correctly. I'm aware. Like I said, I'm the one who spelled it. It wasn't Folk. Don't worry about it. That's 3 of the 4, Johnny Patch. This one's the hard one. I know a lot of people forget about him. There are guitars named after this person.
Les Paul. No.
Les Paul. Les Paul. Is that who you think the fourth member of the Beatles is?
Damn it. I don't know. Gibson?
You know, that's a good guess, but unfortunately it is not the fourth member of the Beatles. Elijah Dean, do you know the four members of the Beatles?
I know 3 of the 4. I'm not a Beatles fan. I think they suck.
Okay, that's... I almost want to take away 400 points, but I won't.
Do it.
What?
Do it. Take it away, dog.
No.
All right. He disrespected the game. He disrespected...
Abbey Road's a decent album. Abbey Road's a decent album. All right? I got it wrong. Don't take away 400.
Okay. No, you're right. I won't take away the 400, but I will tell you, Johnny Patch, you weren't too far off. You have your Ringo Starr, you have your John Lennon, you have your Paul McCartney. You also have George Harrison.
Dude, the Windmill Boy, yes.
Yes, Harrison does. I don't know if it was George Harrison, but there is a Harrison line of instruments. So neither of you guys got that right.
All right, I'm up.
Which means, yeah, Elijah Dean, get it up and pick a question.
That's
American trivia for 200 points.
Picking the easy ones. What is the most watched sport in the United States of America?
Baseball.
Baseball. Is that the one where there's the bases and they hit the ball?
Yes.
That's the one you're referring to?
Only sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes. Okay. Well, unfortunately, that is not the most watched sport in the U.S. It is America's pastime, though, which kind of confuses me. It's actually United States American football with people like Tom Brady, who I know you're a fan of, Elijah Dean. Unfortunately, you didn't get that question correctly, which means you don't get 200 points. Anything you want to say about it? You didn't know?
No.
No. That's okay, because Johnny Patch, you get a chance to ask a question now. Answer a question, rather. You can ask me if you want, actually. I'll answer anything you want, but...
NFL.
NFL. Oh, my gosh. No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said Tom Brady.
So?
Hey, Dime, shut up. You have a whole cheat sheet. I don't understand how you even missed this one, bro. Are you kidding me? Out of here.
Stop cussing.
Yeah, stop, please. This is a PG show, I'm sure.
Screw your PG show.
Johnny Patch, that is 200 points to you. Like I said, look, this is fair. This is very, very strict. We still have time for a few more questions. Patch, it is your turn to pick a question.
Movies, 100. We go big or go home.
500? What is the highest grossing rated R movie of all time?
Rated R?
Rated R.
Deadpool?
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Deadpool is not the highest grossing rated R movie of all time, but I really like your guess. So unfortunately, it does go over to Elijah Dean. Elijah Dean, I don't know if you're old enough to watch rated R movies, but do you know what the highest grossing one is of all time?
Is it Halloween?
Oh my God, you suck. Even mine was at least close.
You lost. You're losing. You're losing. It doesn't matter if I get it right.
Dude, you suck at this. I know I'm bad, but you have a cheat sheet and suck.
I don't even have a cheat sheet.
You don't know. You didn't know
That's
half
true?
these
Elijah
answers, bro.
Dean? I don't think Elijah Dean has a cheat sheet. But you don't know, so you don't get the points. The highest grossing rated R movie of all time is Joker. It just came out pretty recently. Deadpool isn't far behind, though, Johnny.
I need points for number 2.
Unfortunately, you don't get points for losing, so neither of you get the 500 points for that question, and it goes back to Elijah Dean. Basically, this is just a mercy question. Elijah Dean, whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick a category. And I think we'll have time for one more comeback question from Johnny Patch after.
All right.
So I can tell you.
Zander's cookbook for 300.
300.
You do a final Jeopardy and wager our points.
Oh.
Who are the longest reigning IWC Tag Team Champions of all time?
Now I know this. It's the Threat. But soon enough, Team Big League's going to get them titles, and we're going to be the longest reigning tag champs of all time. But it is the Threat.
Do you guys even have a win not on the pre-show?
We're undefeated this year. Patch?
We've only had 2 shows.
How much weight you gained in this quarantine? Huh, you fat hippie?
Okay, a little rude. We're actually all undefeated in 2020, just so you know.
Give me my points.
Yep, it is the fraternity, Channing Decker and Trent Gibson. Channing Decker actually is going to be on the Spotlight with Nick Lendl here later this week, or earlier this week. That is 300 points for Elijah Dean. Now, unfortunately...
Hey, Dime, you winning this is about as legitimate as you winning the Rookie of the Year whenever we started. We both know who won Rookie of the Year. We both know who won this.
Loser.
Okay, well, I think that was Dime's answer to you, Johnny Patch. Now, Johnny, unfortunately, we are out of time to ask questions, which puts you behind. So I got to give you the loss. You don't get a date with the dime piece.
Dude, no. He cheated.
Oh, winner! You suck.
I don't know what makes you think you cheated.
Too bad you can't do half as good as this in the ring, dog.
Undefeated in 2020 still.
That is very true. So Johnny Patch, I believe you owe.
Show off.
I think that should give me the next spot in Super Indie, to be honest with you.
Hey Zander, you want to show off our Battle Royal trophies? Do you have yours with you?
Bulk kind of broke it in all the excitement, so it is a little bit down. I could show off my IWC. We could show off our titles together if you want.
Let's show off our titles. Hey, Dime. Hey.
Well, yeah.
Dime, let's show off yours. Let's see
yours. This is my
yours.
second best friend after Bulk Nasty.
Right there, Patch. You loser. Oh, you better pray to God Super Indie doesn't happen. Oh, I hope you lose that title.
Well, Nick Foley's God, so I'm going to pray to him.
All right. Well, guys, I think we had a lot of fun, and that's really what counts the most. I want to thank both of you, the American Daredevil Johnny Patch, the Super Indie Champion, and, of course, the dime piece Elijah Dean, who was your winner. Thank you both for coming here. One last shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Plummer for letting us host this, as well as 2-to-1 Media for helping us host this.
It's time, baby. It's time.
Yeah, keep up with the dime time. Make sure you tune into the Zander Zone again.
Watch the park. Shut up.
Yeah, winner.
I think that's all the time we have. Thank you. Buckle up because you're on the highway to the Zander Zone.